Hi and welcome to my channel Learning with Khatak. Dear users, as we know that when we develop a program using C++ or any type of language, there may be a chance of errors. Sometimes there are we create a normal errors or errors are created normally in the program which can be handled easily, but some type of error cannot be handled easily. For examples, if we define the errors are the problem that occurs in the program due to an illegal operation performed by the user or by the fault of a programmer. Obviously, when we are going to write a code, there may be a chance to create an error, or sometimes we cannot focus. So now sometimes the compiler handle the error very easily by pointing, by identifying that this is the error, please make it correct. But sometimes the error is not identified by the compilers or cause in abnormalities inside the program. So exception handling is basically a techniques, is the process of handling errors and exceptions such that the normal execution of the system is not halted. Keep in mind, some type of errors causes to stop the normal execution of the program. For this reasons, exception handling in C++ are used to prevent such type of situations by halting the normal execution of the system. Exception handling in C++ consists of three keywords, namely try, catch, block. So in this lecture we will show that how we will use how we can use try, catch, block, what type of errors will be countered by the try, catch blocks. So let me start it. So for this purpose I am going to declare just a normal variable, that is test1. So in this short tutorial we will show just the basic understanding of try, throw and catch block, that how we can write a try block, how the exception will be thrown, and how the exception will be catch in the catch block. So then I want to just print a message to understand before try block. Okay, yes, and then I'm going to write the try block. So this is the try block, and try block I again want to display a message that is inside try block. So if you look at this, I just write a try block, a try keyword, and then a body for this try. Inside the try block I just write inside try block just to show the control passing, how the control pass through the normal function into the try block. Okay, so uh, keep in mind, if you write try block you must provide the catch block too. If you did not provide the catch block, look at this program give me an error. Look at this, try block requires at least one handler, and the handler for try block is catch block. So this is the try block and this is the catch block, catch. So I did not mention anything now in the catch. Body is empty, even in the parentheses also empty, and then okay, let me now start that I put a condition if test number is less than 0. I declared here a test number which is initialized by 1, and if here I am going to test the condition if test number is less than 0, then what to do? Then throw throw uh, sorry throw test number, just test number, throw, and then cout after throw and never executed. Yes, never executed. Okay, and then end statement. Okay, so this is here what I have mentioned in the try block, that compare the test number with the 0 if test number is less than 0. If this condition becomes true, then throw exception, test number is an exception, and in cage block, let me show that how the cage block will be. So if I write, just to save my time, this is my cage block, catch and test number, because what I'm throwing here test number. So in catch block there must be, and test number. What is test number? Test number, if you look at the test number is basically an integer variable, is an integer variable. So I am throwing an integer variable. So cage is basically a handler for the try block. So inside the parenthesis there must be an integer data types and test number, and then cout exception caught. Exception caught or exception handled properly, cout after cage will be executed. So if I run this code, let me give it here -1. Now if I run this code, okay, let me now explain this. Before try block, inside try block, these are the two simple statement. If I look at this, before try block, this is before the try block I have mentioned, so there is no problem in this. And then once the control come inside the try block, then inside try block, so these statement will be executed. Now look at the condition. If test number is less than 0, this time test number is equal to -1, so -1 is less than 0, condition is true. So if condition is true, then control come to the try block. So sorry, try block, if statement. So in if statement we throw the exception, we throw the exception. So after throw never executed, this statement will not be executed. Why? Because if the condition is true, control come to the if body. In if body we throw the exception, this is we throw the test number. So if we look at the output, look at this, before try block, inside try block, and exception caught, exception caught. So from where this print exception caught? So look at this, throw exception, the compiler throw the exception, and from there the control will come here for the catch block. So in catch we will handle this exception. How? So test number means test number will be placed here in this variable, and then exception caught, and then cout after catch will be executed. So again if you look at this, only this statement bypassed. Why? Because there is an exception, and this exception is thrown, and the thrown exception is handled by the catch block. So if I run this code, so after catch will be executed. So if now I'm going to change the value of that 1. So here in this case, now how the execution will be: before try block this will be printed, inside try block this will be printed. So what here? 1. If 1 is less than 0, condition is false. If condition is false, then there is no there will be no throw, and the body of the if will be executed, bypassed. So what will happen here in this case? Again, if you look at this, before try block, inside try block, after catch will be executed. So means, what does it mean? If condition is false, if condition is false, then the body of if loop will be executed, will be bypassed. So here in this case there will be no throw of exception, exception will not be generated. Since if exception is not generated, this statement will be bypassed, and catch block will also be bypassed. So here in this case, after catch will be executed. So if we look at the code, before try block, inside try block, after catch will be executed. So from here we can say that try block, catch block. Two block are there. Exceptions are thrown from the try block and exceptions are handled inside the catch block. So the code where there is a chance for exceptions, where there is a chance for abnormal error, must be there in a try block and to throw the proper error, and then this error must be handled inside the catch block. So in the next video we will demonstrate a practical examples of try catch block. Thank you very much.